Guess what, guys?
It's time to play.
Yeah, the Tampa RV show is done. I got all my good stuff, my swag. So besides RV life stuff, I've got all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, that's what you go to a show for, right?
A lot of stickers.
A lot of stickers. We have moved on to, there's someone coming behind us? No. We have moved on to Gulf Air 1000 Trails. It's kind of windy today. It's 39 degrees this morning. We're supposed to be getting warmer. It's supposed to be 70 this afternoon. I think that happens about, what is it, like 1 o'clock? 3 o'clock for about 1 minute. Then it's dropping again. But we are just walking around this resort enjoying ourselves. Hey everybody, welcome to Tigner Adventures. Yep, we are in Fred, we keep calling it Fred Meyer, but it's Fort Meyer.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers,
Florida.
Florida. And we're just here for today. We're going to be leaving in the morning for Miami Everglades. So,
Gotta go play with the alligators.
and then we're still trying to get into the Keys. Don't know if that's going to really happen or not. But
It would be a miracle.
yeah, but you know what? Thinking about the show, we have been making notes of different things that we should maybe kind of pass on to all of you guys, just so you kind of understand what the differences are on the different shows, because there's some big differences. So we're going to finish our little walk around here and get inside, and then we're going to kind of go over some of those things that maybe can be of benefit to everyone as far as determining what they want to do. You know, this is a long ways over here, but Quartzsite is a long ways over there for people around here. So why would you go to one or the other? So we've made a list of things to actually try to compare to give you a little bit of a difference here, right? So hopefully this will work out. So,
Well, between Quartzsite,
right.
RV show that we've been working for the last few years, and Florida.
Yes. So let's start down the list. I'm going to kind of go down the list and we'll just kind of figure this out. So a big one is the RVs at the show.
Yeah,
That's a major difference
the amount
between
of RVs.
Yeah, you can see that right off, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know, at Quartzsite they have a lot right next door. They're not really, I don't think they're even affiliated with the show at all. I don't know if they're renting that from the show, but they do have a booth there, and RV dealers, you know, maybe a couple of them in California, bring over a whole bunch of RVs for you to see. So you do get to see a little, but that's like maybe a tenth of what is at this show.
Do you think there's a $1 million coach there?
There are not $1 million coaches there, but
are.
At this show, they have
several millions.
Yeah, they have these coaches in the buildings, let alone the ones we showed you in some of our videos were the ones just as we were driving around. Most of those were trailers. They have some really nice coaches to the point where you have to pre-qualify before you can even go into them, kind of things. And you have to take your shoes off. And I mean, it's like, wow, way top end. You know, you do not see that at Quartzsite. So, and you know, just the sheer number of RVs. And
this is a true RV show.
Yeah. So, and I think the difference is, you know, where that's just a dealer out there. I mean, you did see Camping World here, but there was a lot of manufacturers here that sell these, you know, coaches and things, that build them and things like that. That's what I've liked that before. We didn't get a chance to go over and talk to Holiday Rambler at this one, but
that's right.
Yeah, but we have talked to Holiday Rambler directly, you know, and the guy was so excited. He was showing me through Holiday Rambler the one he actually designed. You know, so that's the thing
one was
that you get here.
500,000.
Yeah,
we thought that was a lot.
Yeah, so that's what you get when you go to this show versus Quartzsite. So the next item is cost. Now, last year we interviewed the owner that runs that show out at Quartzsite, and she made a point to point out that Quartzsite is free to attend, right? And we showed you it's different pricing, but basically $15 a piece for a 2-day pass to get in. Okay.
This is Florida. $10 a day for parking.
$10 a day for parking.
And wasn't it like
minimum? But out at Quartzsite, they got all kinds of land available, and you go park out in the ditch.
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter, right?
Get
It's
stuck
all
in the
free.
ditch.
Yeah, it's all free.
It's free to get stuck
and
in the
so
ditch.
there is a little different kind of vibe there because you can just park anywhere. They do have some organized stuff, but here it is very organized, and they have little carts going around giving people rides everywhere, you know, and you don't see that at Quartzsite. It's a lot cleaner here in Florida than the other place, you know. And the other one, Quartzsite, is it's basically gravel, right? So you know, sometimes as you're walking around the show itself, the ground is a little uneven and things like that. So it's a little, you know, and it's hard to take your wheelchairs and strollers and things like that around.
Cost of the food,
The food,
probably because it was the fairgrounds, the snack bars, but there was trucks and everything.
Well, like a small coffee was like
$6.
$6.
Yeah,
for a little coffee.
And
and there's no free refills.
I heard,
you know,
iced tea, I guess for a big iced tea was like $14. It's like, okay, I bring my own.
Sandwiches were easily $25.
Wow.
You know,
there was pizza, a whole pizza that I didn't even see the stuff on it was $50. I'm like, okay,
So
we had sandwiches every day.
That's a major difference in here in Tampa. That was a major difference compared to what we were used to seeing in Quartzsite. So there was that cost and things, all that kind of stuff add up. So the next one is booths.
And there was about the same, like 500.
Yeah.
And Quartzsite's got about 500 in the tent.
I've heard rumor that it's a little slower this year, so I'm not sure. We're not at Quartzsite. You can refer to our videos that we did on Quartzsite before. A lot of the same vendors come back, but you know, it's a little different.
But Quartzsite has the flea market across the street. I mean, if you can't find what you're looking for there.
They have tons of other shows going on, like the gym show. Quartzsite grows, remember, to like they say, you know, at least 500,000 or 1 million people come into Quartzsite for that show. So all these different groups are meeting. They're having rallies all over. A lot of the BLM area is free to park, and so that's why they probably have all those rallies.
Club, you've got all these different clubs that meet.
We've done some presentations at some of the other Newmar clubs and things like that, you know. So all of that is there, and so they have that.
What's the how?
That thing going. That's HOWA.
HOWA.
Yeah, the Homes on Wheels Alliance.
Yeah, they have that going on.
The Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. So a lot of things happening at Quartzsite that we didn't really see here. And again, we're in these buildings now, so it's a little different because we're part of the buildings. Let's talk about what was in the booths. You know, this is really, there's definitely a difference between individuals in the booth compared to Quartzsite. So here, we're saying, we're thinking like 25% of the booths.
All the booths were resorts in Florida,
RV resorts, Georgia,
North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way up the coast.
Yeah, I mean, the one
they're
resort
all selling their resorts.
Yeah, we won 2-night free stay at one of the resorts, so we're going to go up in to Myrtle Beach to stay at this resort. So we're pretty excited about that.
Right on the beach, so that'll be fun.
And I reserved that today and everything, and went in and looked at our site. I mean, we are one site from walking onto the beach. You know, we can't get any better than that. Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, there's lots of different places to stay, and they all want you to come.
Yep, and they're all.
And it's
kind of like, now, what do you do? Are you doing work camping? And they go, no, we're not doing work camping. We just want you to come.
Speaking of work camping, where there was a ton in Quartzsite, there was only 2 in our building.
Yeah, I didn't see any in the other building.
Yeah, so the Beet Harvest and
I mean, if you talk to the
Yellowstone.
resort, if you talk to the resort and you said, do you do work camping and stuff? They say, you know, we're just representing the whole bunch of resorts, so you have to call those individual resorts and talk to them about getting a job. But in Quartzsite, part of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous is that they do that the week before the tent, and then they are told at that point, go get jobs over at the tent. Because if you don't have a job by the time Quartzsite is done, then you didn't try very hard, because there's a lot of people. That's where they go. to, you know, hire people and everything. So work camping, not much out here in Tampa at all. The other thing that was really interesting that I don't remember ever seeing this in Quartzsite is RV financing. You know, they've got how many? I mean, they got a few hundred rigs all parked around here, all different manufacturers, everything. And
so
they had
3 or 4 booths.
Yeah, they had 3 or 4 booths that was just dedicated to, hey, talk to us about financing your new rig. Okay, let's talk about the products. Okay, a lot of products. I was talking to one guy. In fact, I interviewed him with his generator start. I told him, I says, you know, you really kind of at the wrong show for that. Out at Quartzsite, it's all about boondocking. That would have been an excellent place for him to take his product, and it's kind of expensive, just like the tank levelers tank level things that we showed you. It seemed like a lot of the products that were being showed here were a lot more expensive than what you see at Quartzsite, and I don't know why that is. If they just, you know, because of the area, and it does cost more to live here and everything.
Well, I assume that the booths that they rent to sell from cost more.
Well, and the booths cost considerably a lot. You know, at Quartzsite, they had these booths, especially around the outside, that was just all kinds of RV products, and they were a really good price. Yeah, stores, but it was all RV products, and the prices were pretty inexpensive, really good pricing. You know, for example, the little heater that we use all the time, we got for $8. You know, I mean, they have a lot of cool things. Here, the only store I seen was General RV store by General RV, and it was just like a retail store. So the prices were kind of expensive. You know,
it was all their top selling things, their high quality things.
Around Quartzsite itself, they have a lot of these closeout stores and things, and I'm sure around Tampa they probably have them too. But it's just that
we didn't get out.
You know, Tampa's a big city. You know, in Quartzsite you can almost walk to everything, other than it's kind of spread out a little bit. But I mean,
maybe
you know,
bikes, everything.
you can see it all pretty much from the tent. You can see it all.
It's the desert.
But you know, in Tampa you can't. But anyway,
it's a town.
That was one thing. I don't know. Just to know that the things tend to seem to be cost more at Tampa Florida than they did in
Florida.
Quartzsite.
Period.
The other thing with Quartzsite is it's what, 9 days.
Yeah. Long.
And here at Tampa, they had one day that they called it Vendor Day, basically, where all the vendors that were displaying could walk around, talk to other vendors, and see what they had. Okay. Then they had Senior Day, and then they had it open to the regular public after that. And there was only 4 days, I think, of that. So
all in all, there was 6 days for us to work.
Yeah.
Not
very many days comparatively. In Tampa, everything was, a lot of stuff, well, all the booths and everything were indoors, where at Quartzsite it's a tent, like I mentioned a little earlier. You know, it's just a gravel parking lot, and they lay carpet down, so you know, if there's little ruts in the gravel, you know, going along and stuff, you're walking along and you just kind of trip, or there's cords running under the carpet and you kind of trip a little bit. You know, you don't get that here because it's pretty much all paved. You know, everything's paved. You just walk around on it. The buildings are air conditioned. Unfortunately, there's a few days there we're wearing our coats because the air conditioners were blowing right down on us. It was warm outside. Then there's other days it was super cold outside, but it was at least semi-warm inside because of that. In the tent, you're just cold or hot. Yeah, there's no regulating it at all. In fact,
I don't think I've ever been really hot.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, we got a rainstorm that came through, and we had like 2 inches of water on the floor. We didn't have that at Tampa, so it's a different thing. The lighting is a lot better at Tampa than it is at Quartzsite, because Quartzsite's just a big tent, so they just got some, you know, a few lights hanging on the tent and things here and there. But
I know one difference.
So what's that?
When they start the show every day they do not the Pledge of Allegiance.
National anthem.
The national anthem.
That kind of took us by surprise. You know, this is our first year in Florida, so we're kind of, you know, we don't know everything yet. It's all new to us. We're trying to figure it all out. And,
the weather's been really weird.
And the weather has been cold over here. Yes. It's actually been warmer in Arizona this winter. At Quartzsite, it's actually been warmer and no wind, our friends tell us. So here, it's been very windy, and it's been very cold.
Yes.
You know, like I said at the beginning of the video,
it was like
39
again.
Yeah, 39 degrees here this morning. You know, it finally got up to 70.
The humidity is a big difference.
Yeah. So a few different things.
Once you hit 70, you're too hot. So, I mean,
yeah,
65 too cold,
and there is, if you're going to get into places, then you really need to book your reservations for camping early. Make sure that you plan ahead. I mean, we've got people that we were talking to that already have these things booked for next year. Hopefully that was helpful to you, kind of see what the differences are. You can decide, like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, there's a difference, you know, Quartzsite is a long ways that way, and when you're in Quartzsite, Tampa is a long ways the other way, right? So you may not have the flexibility as to what you do. One of our friends that out in California, they flew in here to Tampa just to go to the Tampa show. Now they have families, so they came in some family.
They're also shopping for an RV.
And they're shopping for an RV, so they were looking at all the different ones, and that's really cool. I think that's the biggest draw for the Tampa RV show compared to Quartzsite, because you're just getting a standard. You could just go to California and get the same kind of talk to the same people that you would otherwise, but here you get to talk to everybody. You get to talk to people from Elkhart, Indiana, all the different things. You get to see Spartan and how they're building the trucks, and Cummins and the engines, and I mean a lot of the things that I think show up here that do not show up there. They're both really good shows, and I think you probably should at some point go to both of them. You know, if you can go to both of them, I'd go to both of them. You guys can make up your own mind. So anyway, thanks for coming along with us. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and we'll just plan on seeing you on our next video, or we'll see you down the road somewhere. Okay? Bye.